Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to this video. Today we're talking all about toys, pretty much. I was gonna talk about overall must-haves for 12 to 18 months, but I figured we'd just focus on toys. So let me know if you want another video exploring all sorts of things during this age range, but today we're just gonna focus on toys because there's a lot. But yeah, let me just start by telling you, we have had a week. It's currently Sunday. I have not picked up the camera for like 10 days because the boys have been impossible. I don't know what's been going on. They've had a cold, they've been ill, they've had teeth coming through, I think. I don't know if there's like a regression going on, I'm not sure, but it's been really tough. I'd say the last week feels like the hardest week that I've had in a long time, and I think you just forget, like you forget the hard weeks that were way back when they were newborns and things, and then when you get hit with a hard time again, you're just like, this is the worst thing ever, and when is it going to end? Anyway, so I pretty much spent the whole week on the couch holding them, because they kept alternating like who was really ill and who was teething and who was everything. So yeah, while I was sat there just cuddling them, watching TV all week, I was longingly thinking about the days when they would just play with their toys contently, and I was looking around and thinking like, we didn't actually buy that many things and they have used them really well. So I wanted to share with you the things that we've had, and I will add that it's really like, I think more of like their development and the stage they're at, which is why they've loved the toys. It's not necessarily the toy, so you could probably get alternate things that do a similar thing and they would love those just as much. But I am going to share what we have because overall I don't think we've spent a fortune, and yeah, these toys have kept them really busy for like a period of 6 months. So let's get cracking, let's get into it. The first thing I'm going to talk about is push and pull toys. So one of my favorites is these little push along cars. They have had hours and hours of fun with these, and then my dad recently bought them this other set, which actually you just push these ones and they go. These ones you need to pull back a little bit. I don't really know if they figured it out. They kind of understand, but sometimes they don't let it go. They just keep pulling it back and back and back, but they go really fast. You only need to pull them back a little way and they go really fast. And then these ones you just push, and they totally understand that and they just love it. They keep pushing them off like the coffee table and being like, uh-oh, oh no. And then they're pushing them like under the couch and things like that, and it's so sweet to watch. And in their little make-believe imaginary world. And also what I love about these is you can so easily just put them in your handbag if you're going somewhere and you need a little toy for them to play with, if you're going out for dinner maybe and you need a distraction. So that's what I love about these little push and pull cars. Next up is actually a toy that they use in the bath, and that is, we just recently got these, I'd say about 2 months ago, and they haven't stopped playing with them, but we got these bath pipes, and I think they were from the Amazon shop actually. With all these toys, I am going to try and link them in the description box below if you want to go and grab anything. But yeah, these bath pipes have been so much fun for them. We did actually stick them on the side of the bath, but you can also just play with them in the water, seeing how the water comes out in different ways. And yeah, the boys have been playing with these for 2 months, and even now when they go in the bath, it's the first thing and the only thing that they want to do, and they're just so intrigued by it. And I think this is a really good toy to have for fine motor skills, because they're learning how to pour the water into the top and seeing how it comes out, and they're also trying to catch the water in the bottom with the cups, so it's giving them hand-eye coordination as well. The next thing I'm going to talk about is books. I think everybody loves books, right? But some babies are better with books than others, and this is the only thing that keeps my boys occupied quietly for a long period of time. They absolutely love looking through books, and it's mostly been from 12 months onwards. Before that, they were really not interested. So my recommendations are going to be books like the Gruffalo Book, which has the felt flaps. They absolutely love this. They're not really at the stage where they'll sit and let us read books to them, but when it's interactive like this, you can kind of have the time to read the sentence while they're pulling it down and looking at the pictures inside. So that's a really nice way to connect. I also have this with Spot, very similar thing again with the flaps. They love this. I will say the felt one is slightly better in terms of them not breaking it, because this one is paper and it can easily break, so you have to be more careful. Where's the bear? Very much a similar thing as the Gruffalo with the flaps again. They love this one. And then some more interactive books that have sound. This is key, honestly, they absolutely love it. It's taken them a while to figure out how to actually press it because it's quite stiff, but they love it. This one was from Amazon, but I'm sure you can get all these books on Amazon, so I'll link some of my favourites, the Gruffalo books and the Where's the Bear. Also, I think there's Peekaboo, which do a lot more interactive things. We haven't actually bought some of those. I'm thinking to get some of them for the boys when we go on our flight soon, because that will keep them occupied for a little bit, as they've never seen those. But yeah, books are just great, and that is, as I said, one thing they'll sit on the floor quietly and play with for like a good 10-15 minutes, which is so nice. Okay, going on to some larger items. As I was talking about the push and pull cars, I don't know if you can see behind me, I'm going to bring them closer, but the ride-on bike, or we have this cow. We got this for them for Christmas, and I actually think it's the perfect like first birthday present. A lot of people get ride-on bikes as well. We haven't quite got one of those for the boys yet, but this they love. They take it everywhere. It's got so dirty. It's been outside, inside, in every room. They just love pushing it around. They don't actually ride on it. I feel like they missed that stage because it's quite small and their legs are too long for it now, so they just stand up and push it around. But they have absolutely loved that. And there's also the push trolleys. We have 2 of these. We were gifted these and they came with Lego inside, but honestly they don't really play with the Lego. They dump it all out and they push these around the house for hours on end, and because we've got 2, they both grab one and just go crazy with them. They absolutely love them, so that has been hours and hours of entertainment. So I definitely recommend buying some sort of push toy, something that they can hold on to and push. I know the trolleys are really good as well. We have one, but they fight over it so much that I've hidden it away in the cupboard for now. But because we've got 2 of these, they use these every day, all day. I'm going to insert some clips because yeah, they absolutely love those. Next toy I'm going to talk about is this lock and latch board. We actually got this from my brother, and I believe, yeah, it's a Melissa and Doug one. This is one other toy that the boys will actually sit with and play with quietly for a long time, and it is really good. I mean, it's actually quite tricky even for me to do, but underneath all the latches and the doors there's like little animals, so it's also a learning to count toy, which I think is great. And the colours, there's just so much going on here for them to understand, which I think will be why they sit and play with it for a long time. We also have a similar product, this lock and latch cube, which came in our loveEVERY subscription, our last one, which I think was like 18 to 20 months, something like that. I can't remember, but I'll talk about loveEVERY at the end. But yeah, they really like this as well, and I think there's lots of alternatives of lock and latch boards and bits and pieces that you can get, so have a look for those. Definitely a good toy for distraction and a bit of peace and quiet. The next 2 toys I'm going to talk about are outside toys. Now, we have obviously a very warm climate over here in LA, so we've had more use out of these than you may do in a cooler climate. But the Sandpit and the water table, if you are a subscriber of mine, I know I've talked about these so much, so sorry to repeat myself, but I just think they're the best thing that we've bought for the boys, hands down the best thing, because they love being outside. They'll go out any chance they can get. The Sandpit especially has given them hours and hours of entertainment and not too much mess. I mean, especially if you stop them from going indoors. I'm a bit terrible with that, and they go in and out and sand goes everywhere, which is a bit annoying. But if you're good with just keeping them outside and being outside with them, the sand is so much fun for them, and again, so much that they can learn and explore with, and lots of things that you can do to make the activity different there. Different things that you can give them to play with, or like you can maybe add water to the sand, or so many possibilities. The water table, a little bit harder in terms of like the weather. You need a warm day, otherwise they're going to get soaked, or you're going to have a lot of clothes to sort out afterwards. But they just love it. They love playing with water, obviously, and they are just so content playing with this for probably a good hour at least, especially if they've got both the sandpit and the water to play with together. This last 6 months they've been probably playing on that every other day for the whole 6 months, so highly recommend some outdoor toys and activities for your children. Next up, I'm going to talk about stacking toys. This is really good, fine motor skill again, and right on track of their development, but we have very many variations of this sort of stacking toy. Ooh. You can kind of see in the background there, we have a really big version of this, and we also have ones from the loveEVERY subscription, which they really enjoy playing with. And again, simple stacking toy. And then also just things like this. You can stack these cups like so. This keeps them busy for quite a long time. I feel like this might not be true for everybody, but for the people that I know, girls seem to be more interested in keeping something as a whole piece and then taking it back down, whereas the boys just love to do this and then knock it over. They think it's hilarious. So I don't know, maybe boys are just a bit more rough like that, but they really like this, and again, really good skill for them to be learning at this age. So any sort of stacking toy, stacking blocks, stacking rings, anything like that, really good at 12 to 18 months. Those they've been playing with actually probably from before they were 12 months, so probably one of the earlier toys that you could get at this stage. Next up is this thing called a magic mat. Now, I'd never heard of this. We were gifted this from Ali's colleague, I think, and it's so good. Jack has literally started loving to draw lately. He's just all about the notebooks and the pens and just scribbling everywhere, and I'm not that keen because we're gonna get pen all on our furniture. So this is like a mat that you colour with water, and then once it dries you can just do it again. They can sit on it, you could put it up against something, and yeah, the pens, you just fill the pens with water, and as they draw on here it reveals colours from underneath. So good, they really love this. Doesn't keep them entertained for that long, but I think as they get older they're going to love this even more when they can actually start to draw and understand that it disappears again. They also give you like a foam trace shape board, so you can learn shapes and trace and things like that. And yeah, they've really enjoyed it so far, and it's a great activity if you have other toddlers over for a play date. Right, we're getting near the end. So next up is, oh my god guys, this is one of those irritating but great toys. My mum got this for the boys for Christmas, and it is a steering wheel, and it makes all these different sounds. They absolutely love it. They dance to it all the time, and it sticks up against our large sliding doors that we have. Yeah, I'm gonna try and put some videos of them in here dancing with it because it's so funny, but yeah, they just love this. It gives them the biggest smiles, and again, it's really good for them to get familiar with sounds. I think they sort of understand that it's a fire engine and that's the noise they hear outside, because sometimes they run to this when they hear it, which is really funny. So yeah, again, really good toy. Noisy one, but a good one, and definitely recommend at this age. Again, this is probably one of the earlier toys that you could get because they've loved that from probably a little bit before they were 12 months. And last but not least, we're going to talk about this Peekaboo triangle. Now, I know this is slightly pricier of a item. We invested in this. It was actually on sale on Amazon. I think we paid $70 for it, which I thought was pretty good considering they're normally in the high hundreds. And we didn't buy the set. You can actually buy 3 different parts to this, which I really want to get the other parts, but this has been so good. They've had this from before they were 1, before they were walking actually. This would help them get balance to stand up and like walk along holding something. And we put it away for a while, and now I've kept it out consistently, and they're just climbing it all the time. I am wary that I don't want them to learn to climb over it, because I feel like that is inviting them to learn how to climb out of their crib, but they're really enjoying climbing it. I just think it's a really good learning tool, and it's not too dangerous, especially if you have carpet or soft flooring. And I really want to buy the attachments. I think they'll love the slide. You can even get like a climbing board. And there's something else, I can't remember what it is, but yeah, if you want to invest in the whole thing, I do think that it'd be really useful. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else, guys. That was everything. Oh, I did want to mention loveEVERY. So we subscribe to loveEVERY, as you know, if you've watched my videos before, and we absolutely love it. I've never thought about cancelling it. We've been doing it since they were 5 months. I feel like it's worth the money because the 2 of them share the boxes that come, and the toys are really good quality, so good for their development and their stage. I wouldn't have a clue about what toys were good for their development if I didn't have loveEVERY. And there's lots of other options. I know there's one called Panda Crate, KiwiCo. I've not looked into them myself, but definitely do your research. Maybe some are better value than others or have more toys or something. And if you live in the UK and you're watching this, I've heard of a company called Whirly, and I think they look really good because they're more of like a toy swap, where you get given toys and then once you're done with them you can trade them in and get new toys. So I think that is really good and worth the value, because if there's toys that your children aren't playing with, you can swap them out without having to like pay for new ones. And it's also really good for the environment because you're not just buying and throwing away a load of toys. So if you're in the UK, definitely check that out. I think it's Whirly with an I. not a Y on the end. I'll try and put a link in the description box below. And then just a couple of bonus items I wanted to mention because they've been really good for us recently, and that is stuffed toys, stuffed animals. I was so upset that the boys just did not care for their like cuddly toys, and I kept trying to get them to pay attention to them and they just weren't interested. And then suddenly, bam, they hit 18 months and they have been a bit fussy, and I've told you they've been going through all this weird stage, and suddenly they just love teddies. They're cuddling them, they've got them in their bed and they're really enjoying that. So yeah, just continue with the stuffed toys if you have them. There might be a shift in their personality soon and they're gonna like them, so keep hold of them, okay? And then last but not least, this isn't a toy, but this has been great. We bought those magnetic safety locks for our kitchen. It has been a dream. Like, the boys just completely stopped trying to even go in the cupboards. You can't see them, they're all on the inside of the doors. It's just been like a really good purchase. They're so cheap. You can get them on Amazon, a big box of them, and I would honestly put these everywhere around the house, not just in the kitchen. So that's been one of my must-haves for this age, because they're just trying to get into everything, and they are into everything. And as much as I don't think it's good to stop them exploring, sometimes it's just like you can't have everything everywhere all the time to clean up. So yeah, that is my bonus tip. Magnetic safety locks are a lifesaver. And I think that's everything, guys. Let me know if you want me to do a must-haves for everything, not just toys, and I'll work on a video for that. But yeah, I'm gonna love you and leave you now. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope it's given some of you some tips of things to buy. And if you have any of your own must-haves, please put them in the comments below so we can all see and we can all shop your links. And yeah, that's it. I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.